everybody. This is Gretchen DeVries with God in the Family, and you notice Pastor Greg is not with me this time. We're going to be doing something a little bit different the next couple of episodes, and I'm very excited about it, and you may wonder why I have this apron on. Well, number one, I love aprons. We're not actually going to be cooking, but we are in the kitchen, and we like to spend time in the kitchen. We like to cook, especially in the holidays, and I found this cute apron, and I couldn't resist it, so we're going to have a delicious Christmas all the way around. I've got my daughters here with me today. We actually have 8 daughters. If you know anything about us, we have 8 daughters. And so for the next several episodes, we're going to be introducing you to all of our daughters. And I'm going in birth order because that'll be easier for you to remember. So we have Abigail Gordon with us. And so this is Abigail, and this is Salome Smith. She was with us today. And they're both married, obviously. They have different names now. So I'm going to let them tell a little bit about themselves. So Abigail, why don't you go first? Tell me just a little bit about yourself.
Sure, yeah. Well, I'm excited to be on here today on the God in the Family channel. My name is Abigail. I'm the oldest daughter of the DeVries family, and I'm married, as my mom said, I'm married to Ryan Gordon, and we also have a daughter, Eliza, and she will be 2 soon.
Cutie.
She's just full of life, full of joy, so much fun to be a mom to her. But a little bit about me, I work at the Well Scottsboro in the offices. I'm the business administrator. I've been there for, I think, almost 10 years now, working at the church. I love being a part of the staff there. And I also have a dance studio here in Scottsboro where I teach ballet classes.
And she's starting a new in January. I guess she'll start new. And how many students?
Right now I'm at 86 students for my January semester.
And the ages of the dance studio?
I start at age 3 years old. Wow. And that class is just a lot to handle.
Yeah,
we can only handle like 5 girls at a time, and then it goes all the way up to age 16. So there's 9 classes a week, and between the 86 students, it's really grown the last several years.
Yeah, and if you can't tell, Abby's busy. She's very busy. She's a full-time mom, and also, like she said, our business administrator, and has a dance studio. And then she and her husband actually own their own business. It's a lawn maintenance business, and they do tree cutting. They do all types of landscaping and things like that. Yeah. It's called Quality Cutters. So if you need a good lawn job, a good one, not somebody messing up your lawn, you could give them a call. But so it's good to have you on here today, Abby. Salome, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. So being that we're going in order, I'm obviously daughter number 2. Number 4 in the lineup of 12, we do have 2 boys on the top end of Abigail and myself. As far as what I do, it's a bit of a loaded question, if you would. It depends on what day, what time of the year.
She does a lot of things.
At the top of the list of the things I do full-time, I am on staff with our discipleship program that we have here. It's a 9-month program called J-8 Discipleship School. I did 3 years of it myself. I have since been on staff with them, so that is 6 years now, I believe, that I've been...
Let me pause there.
Yeah.
And she's in charge of purchasing all the groceries and planning all the meals. She
with,
and a
with
friend
some
of hers.
help.
Yeah,
with
she
some
has
help.
a friend that helps her. That we have a staff member. But that's a lot of food and a lot of cooking, and so she is very well versed in cooking. This one here, she made this dish, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yes, I do cook a lot. We do purchase food, so I'm on staff with them, as well as I lead worship at the Well Scottsboro. I run social media for them. That's not a job per se, but it is one of my highest honors and responsibilities that I get to do. And then also, in addition to that, I run a personal business called Pleasant Peace. It is kind of an umbrella company where I do photography, wedding services, from flowers to coordinating, as well as hair and makeup and some interior design. So it's a bit of everything. So like I said, it depends on what day and what we're doing. But
what hat you're going to wear that day?
What hat I'm going to have on that day. But I am in the kitchen often, so I feel pretty comfortable here. I am married. My husband's name is Jacob, and he is a paramedic at DeKalb Ambulance Service.
Yes. Well, awesome. Yeah, so my girls are very busy. They do wear a lot of hats, and they're very talented, multi-talented. They can do a lot of things, obviously. So it's a joy to have you on here today. So we are going to talk about things that we like to do, maybe some memories from Christmas or traditions. You know, we've been talking about that a little bit last week with Pastor Greg. And we're going to talk about this dish here. This is one of our favorites, I think, as a family. When we have a big family dinner, whether it's on Thanksgiving or on Christmas, we may be different from some families. We make the identical meal on Thanksgiving and Christmas. So, some people do ham on Christmas and turkey on Thanksgiving. Well, for us, we do the exact same meal. The turkey, mashed potatoes, dressing, gravy, Waldorf salad, which is one of Grandma's, one of the dishes from Grandma DeVries that we love, sweet potato casserole. So tell us a little bit about this sweet potato casserole, Salome.
Absolutely. Well, first off, it actually came from the cookbook that Mom has put together throughout the year, so I can't take really any original credit for it.
By the way, you will hear about my cookbook soon.
Yes, there is a cookbook.
Yes.
It's very simple as far as how many ingredients you need for this specific potato casserole. You've got your yams, your sweet potatoes, of course. These that I used today were canned. You can also make, boil, cut your own potatoes. You need 3 cups for that, as well as 2 eggs. You need a teaspoon of vanilla. You need 1/4 cup of butter and 3/4 cup sugar, I believe it is, as well as
the more the merrier.
There may be a little bit more vanilla and a little more sugar in there than what I just listed, as well as we do marshmallows on the top. I know a lot of people will do the candied pecans. You can mix up some flour, butter, sugar, brown sugar preferably for that. Mix it with pecans, put on the top. One of our sister-in-laws really loves that.
Yeah.
That's how she grew up eating it. So this year at Thanksgiving, I made the sweet potato casserole, and it was a lot bigger than this.
This is just a sample. This is not
just
for
a
our
sample
family.
size. That's a fun size there.
It's a fun size, yeah.
So we do marshmallows on ours, and you put those on top maybe the last couple of minutes that you're baking, turn broil on, and be careful. This is actually the 3rd round of marshmallows that are on the
That
top
was funny.
of this one.
She told me when she came in, she said, this is the 3rd time I put marshmallows on this. So, they melt down, so you have to really watch them when you put them in the oven.
Yes.
So,
But it is one of my favorites. It's delicious, and I'm actually excited to get in there and have some of this once we're done filming.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us, while we're still on you, Salome, a little bit, do you have a favorite memory or tradition or something that happened, at Christmas that sticks out to you?
Absolutely. I would say this is kind of a reoccurring memory, and it happens at Christmas, but I think it also happens every time we get together as a family. And when we sit down, of course, we have a giant table in the dining room that, as soon as you walk into the front door of Mom and Dad's house, you just see giant table and tons of chairs. And not everybody can fit at the table, at this point. We've got, children and children that keep coming, which is wonderful. But we all sit down, we of course eat our meal, we pray over our meal, and then we just start having conversation. And what I love about having a large family is it's not just one conversation, you've got 5 or 6 or 7, and then everybody starts to add on to it, and we start realizing, maybe we should move to the couch and get a little bit more comfortable. But you get so caught up in conversation that you just want to stay there. And again, it's reoccurring. It happens at Thanksgiving, it happens at Christmas, it happens Easter, any day of the week, any day of the month and year that we're there. But those are some of the most special moments to me, for sure.
They are. And I know for me, your children grow up and y'all are moved out and you're married, and to think back of when, we only had a few, and actually, I think it was Jonathan, our son-in-law, Jonathan, that's married to Leah, which you'll meet later. We were looking through old pictures the other night, and we found a picture of Dad at the end of the table, and Abby was peeking around, and Salome and Micah's little head, and then Spencer and Stewart, and that was it, the 5 children. And I was taking the picture, and our table was a lot shorter, but we've grown, through the years, and like they said, we've added spouses now, we've added grandchildren, we have to have extra tables, but it's fun. The only thing I regret, I hate saying even the word regret, but it's that I can't be in all the conversations at one time. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all stop talking. I want to hear what you're saying down there. So I can't hear what everybody's saying at one time. And but it always is a joy to get together and have that meal. I know it always seems to be focused around food, but that it's good, right? Food is good. Abigail, why don't you tell me what one of your favorite memories is? Okay. I think it revolves around food too.
Yes, it does. And I did not bring the food with me, Salome, as Mom said. cooks a lot and does a lot of grocery shopping. I don't as much. I do enjoy it when I finally get the time to do it, but I would say my favorite holiday meal, at least for us, and it's not going to be a holiday meal for everyone, but it's Christmas morning breakfast.
Yeah.
And that would be, for our family, coffee cake. And it doesn't matter, as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
We've eaten that breakfast morning.
Well, this was a tradition that came from Dad
Okay,
as well. Grandma had coffee cake
Right.
on Christmas morning, and so when we got married,
Then we did.
I didn't know that we were
Yeah.
supposed to have coffee cake, but then Dad informed me, so
Yeah.
we now have coffee cake every Christmas morning.
Yes. And I can remember when I was younger and I was little, and Dad would take his sweet, precious time while he was eating the coffee cake
Oh, yeah.
because we would always open gifts after breakfast. So he was just taking his time with everybody, and then he would get done and he'd say, I think I might want another piece.
And
so
everybody
we're
was
all
like,
just
"No."
waiting to open gifts, and we're like, hurry up, Dad. But it's just it's not a homemade coffee cake. I will say the year after I moved out and I got married, so we got married in January, so it was actually a whole year later, I wasn't thinking about, oh, I need to go buy the coffee cake. It just, Mom always made it. So we woke up Christmas morning and I was like, wait a second, I don't have any coffee cake. What am I going to do? So I found a homemade recipe and I made homemade coffee cake that morning. And I think I was missing maybe like 2 ingredients, but
I'm
we
sure
made
it was
work.
great anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as yours, but we made it work. And something that we do different that maybe is not, it's a little bit different for the glaze. So you put a glaze on the coffee cake. Instead of milk and powdered sugar, we do orange juice and powdered sugar. So we do an orange glaze, and it's just delicious.
Yeah.
And
It is, and
I don't really like to eat it any other time of the year because to me it's just only Christmas morning.
Right. It would take away from the special, I guess, being so special
Yeah.
if you ate it
Yeah.
throughout the year.
Right.
And one thing that I do now, you know me, I'm trying to turn everything into a tradition. So now, a few months out, I'm so excited about Christmas. Around October, as soon as I see, we really use the Crustaze, I think is how you say it, Krustaeze. It's the cinnamon streusel. So if I find it, I go ahead. They probably think I'm crazy. I buy one for all my married girls. I buy one for Abby, one for Salome, one for Micah, one for Leah, and then one for Madison, and one for Lauren. All of our in-loves get them as well. But one of our little buddies this year, I was so excited. Yeah. One of our grandsons is he has to eat gluten-free. He's gluten intolerant, and they've really got a hold of that now, which is great that they found that out. And I was in the store and I found a gluten-free cinnamon streusel coffee cake made by the same company, and I grabbed that thing up. I'm like, yes, Madison! I found Boaz a little gluten-free cake. So I was so excited because now she can make that as well. So I buy them all a coffee cake and give it to them early, so they make sure they don't have to make a homemade.
Yeah.
Lacking 2 ingredients.
Lacking 2 ingredients thing. But yeah, one thing we do different. You were talking about the glaze, but another thing, instead of the water in the recipe, we add orange juice. So you just do what is on the box, except you add orange juice, and then of course you use your cinnamon streusel and then you make your glaze with powdered sugar and orange juice and put that on there, and it's really good. In the last few years, we've added either sausage balls or sausage pinwheels with it, something savory with something sweet, but it's always fun. So I really appreciate you girls being on here with us today. I'm so proud of you, Greg and I. Dad and I should say Greg to them, but Dad and I are so proud of who you are and how you've honored God in your lives and in your marriage and in your businesses, in your ministry, everything that you do. And y'all amaze me sometimes, the things that you do and that you can accomplish, and all the hats you do wear. When I watch you do the recital, or I watch you do a wedding, and some of you may follow them even on social media, and to see some of the things they do, it's just like, wow, they just do so much beautiful things, and the dance is beautiful when the girls come out, and dealing with all those
Yeah.
little 3-year-old. I'm like, she is really patient. Wow.
I learned from you.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I'm telling you, that's a lot at one time.
Yeah.
And so, but anyway, thank y'all so much for being on today.
Absolutely.
We'll make sure and post the recipe, maybe both of those recipes that we talked about. But the main thing is just enjoy your family.
Yeah.
Love them, make traditions, make memories together, laugh, cry, laugh at your mistakes, laugh at your pitiful something that didn't come out. I could tell you some recipe fails.
Yes. Yes.
Really bad recipe fails over
Yeah.
the years, but you learn what everybody likes. So we're excited. So next time we meet together, you'll meet our next 2 daughters in the line. So we're excited about that. But yeah, like they said, we had 2 boys, 6 girls in a row. So you're going to get to meet the 6 in a row. Then you get to meet the caboose, which is 2 little girls after the 2 boys. So they'll come in. But anyway, God bless you, and thank you for tuning in.